Hey YouTube, coming at you with the Great League team from earlier in the season from Mark, who submits all the time, so I appreciate the submissions because they help me with the channel. I wanted to try the sludge buff on SWALOT, and the Psyshock buff on some not so meta, decently bulky Pokemon that I believe have more play in the rankings than the rankings give credit for. Metang's unique ability to double resist Psywave and be able to comfortably take a super effective move makes it really interesting, and SWALOT's coverage makes it interesting as well. I made some odd plays like switching into SWALOT where my charge moves are resisted, okay, instead of the Mantang where the fast move is resisted but a super effective charge moves. You'll see what I mean. Maybe, I think people who submit, like, hopefully that's, if you don't see that battle, it's because, like, if people submit, like, 13 battles, I usually just go through, like, I download 13, but then I only do as many battles as it takes to get to, like, 20 minutes worth of battles. So that could leave some out. Yada yada yada. I'm catching up on vids after a 50-hour work week. Well, thanks for catching up on the videos. Even though that's probably 2 weeks ago. So yeah, let's take a look. We know what we're looking for here. Check out the buffed SWALOT and Psyshock here. So mandibuzz is obviously, I was gonna say great lead. It does have rock slide, so it's not a fantastic lead. Toxpex comes in. Mudshot is super, okay. I see what you're saying. Number one here. Mudshot is super effective, but Sludge, and that's funny that it's the first one, that Sludge and Ice Beam are resisted. So just having to throw the resisted Sludge as opposed to Metang, where Metal Claw is resisted because Steel is resisted on water, but Psyshock is super effective on the poison. So this is the exact scenario that they were outlining. And they give up switch again just to go right back in. So again, early season stuff. I don't know if I love this giving up switch. Yes, rock slide super effective, but you're gonna need like 3 from a non-shadow here. And the mud slaps are resisted, so going to need 3 rock slides. Wow, you're just gonna get outpaced here and outbulked here. So here comes the second one. Not enough to take out. Can we snarl down? It's going to be aggressive. Again, you can live a move coming through here, so you don't need to shield. They then come back in. Going to play this matchup out a little bit more just to chip, maybe put it in a resisted fast or charge move range here. And they do not shield. What is in the back that they are just letting this go? They have a lot of energy, so let's see if they shield this up and come out with some energy. No, they're just going to go 2 shield Lapras, and there is your double resisted Psywave. Single resisted on the Steel, single resisted on the Psychic. Sparkling Aria, okay. You know what? Sparkling Aria is a good move. And so being able to tank that relatively with ease is pretty nice. Going for the Psyshock here. And they try to come back in here, which, I mean, Mud Slap is super effective. But now with the 2 shield advantage and just double resisting the Psywaves, it seems just like an easy shielding of Sparkling Aria. And just keep spamming these moves. But again, Metal Claw is no, it's neutral. Because it's resisted on the water, but it's super effective on the ice. So Metal Claw is actually neutral as we hit them with the next Psyshock. They do shield. Not going to get the farm down. Tried to catch. Don't need to. You're already out of move. Pacing at 12s is okay. You know, it sucks. The second one sucks. Gyro Ball 18. That's so slow, and it's not even like a nuke or anything. So I don't know about the moveset here on this Pokemon. I think that's why it's ranked low. Malamar, good lead. Psywave is resisted on the dark, and they're probably going to superpower and bail, honestly. So there's your superpower. There's your bail into Cradily. So opting for it's neutral. This is Air Release is only neutral because they are half rock. They do have Stone Edge, so making a catch of the Stone Edge. Yeah, you have everything resisted here and super effective on the rock. So you should have come in this way sooner. The Metal Claw is super effective on the rock while you resist all the charge moves. And now, because they lowered your attack once, I'm surprised they didn't just lower it again. Man, Metal Claw, it seems like it sucks. What are the stats on this thing? Anyways, Gyro Ball, obviously one shots because it's super effective. They come back in with Malamar, where Psywave is resisted, but Foul Play is super effective, so that will take you out. Back into this matchup here. Gonna get a move off. I'm just looking up the stats on Metal Claw here. With same type attack bonus. Oh yeah, it's garbage. 3.5 energy, only 3 damage. Oh, what a bad move. Okay, sorry. No, it's not. It's not. I think it's appropriately ranked down at the 300s here. The Metal Claw is way too bad of a move to use. And Gyro Ball for a 18 turn move is 60 energy, 96 damage. No bueno. But let's focus on SWALOT, who is throwing the first sludge there. I'm wondering if SWALOT is better as a shadow. Can you get Shadow SWALOT? I don't even know. I'm guessing no, because it's not on the list. So non-shadow is the only thing you can do. It's got some bulk. With it less attack heavy, but the spam on the sludge is pretty good, right? It tends across the board here with the mud shot. So just being able to spam it, kind of like your Galarian Wheezing. They come back in Malamar, hoping that an Aerial Ace is enough to take it out. I don't know if it is. And once more Snarl is enough. Get the Dark Pulse off here. Lapras is pretty tanky, so maybe it lives. It does, and now you get to another Aerial Ace to take this out. Okay, Cress, they get out into Togedemaru. So Mudshot's super effective here. You are not half ground like Clodsire, so these wild charges will be neutral, but they do try to boost first, so good no shield there. Opting to now shield. And hoping that now that they lowered their defense, you can just Mudshot down 3. Not worried about that you wouldn't be able to. But I think now because you threw, they could theoretically. Okay, now they're just going to let it go. Crest comes in. Confusion user at that. So Confusion, Crest. You have 2 answers for this, so I won't be surprised. You should probably think about getting out here. So I'm really surprised you're not getting out. You have a Dark, which double resist Confusion, and then you have a Steel Psychic, which double resist Confusion. Yeah, like you should be making that switch way sooner. There's no point of staying in taking super effective Confusions when you have 2 Pokemon that double resist the Confusions and a lot of the charge moves. Yeah. Let's make that swap sooner. That's the shortest Grumpig I've ever seen in my entire life. But out comes Blastoise. And recognizing we don't have an amazing matchup anywhere else, deciding just to stay in to chip and then go SWALOT here. Yeah. So SWALOT's got some bulk, so it can take a charge move, especially from a Blastoise. But, you know, they do have a lot of energy now. So there's one. You'll have another one. But look at these sludges come at 10 here. So we'll not take out, obviously. That's a pretty decent chip on, honestly. You can live one more. They may get to a Hydro, the 3rd Hydro before you get to a move here. They'd have to go back to back or else you're going to get to a move. Okay, so you're going to get to a move. This will take him out. Assuming that that's enough to take him out. Not pressing any bubbles. Okay. And they go straight back into Grumpig. And you have, again, 2 things that double resist this. So choose where you want to go here. Snarl is super effective, so that makes sense. They're going to hit you with Dynamic Punch. It will chip. And they are now going to come Charge a Bug. Oof. So, Steel is resisted on Electric? Or the Bug? I assume Electric, because that makes sense. More sense than Bug. So, Psyshock here, going to chip. They're going to shield, knowing that you really don't have an answer for this. So, going to shield back here. Just to try and get a Psyshock off. Man, that's a bad move. Metal Claw needs to be buffed because that is a terrible move. They're opting to double shield, knowing they're going to grab a shield from you. What are you going to try and do? Shield, Psyshock, Snipe combo here. There's one Psyshock, and then I'm guessing an instant swap to a Snipe Dark Pulse. And that's not even going to work. I'm worried they may live this. Just enough takeout, which is huge. They'll get off a Dynamic Punch. But Too many ghosts and too many darks in this meta for psychic Pokemon, as I've mentioned multiple times. Here comes a Dark Pulse. This should be enough to take out. No, Grumpig's got that bulk with it. Lives. Get off another move. This will take you out, and now it's I'm guessing you'll win with the neutral move as opposed to double resisted. Yeah. That's about all Metang has going for it, is that it double resists these Psywave users. Okay, we have a Shadow Swampert opting to go Aerial Ace to see if 2 of those will take out as opposed to needing... like one Dark Pulse won't take out, so opting to go double Aerial Ace because that is quicker, so that makes sense. If it doesn't take out, it'll just be like 1 or 2 Snarls left. But that second Hydro comes through. Does not quite take out. Can we Snarl down before they get to move? Yes, barely. And now we have some energy for Rose Raid. Weak to flying, so this probably shields because they're very glossy. Can we get to another one? We can. That's huge. And now you can also get a poison on it. Or steel. Honestly, both are going to do great. Poison resisting grass. Steel resisting grass. But if they have a Fire Punch, because that was the community day, yeah, Weather Ball. That was a community day move. Weather Ball, Fire Weather Ball on this Pokemon. That was a long time ago. Holy smokes. That was like probably close to when I first started. And I've been playing since like 2018. Maybe not 2018, but it was definitely an earlier one. Grumpig again, great lead. They will get out into Cradily. And again, Metang being super effective with the steel on the rock. It should be an instant swap in my opinion, but taking the Rock Tomb. Last time they threw Grass Knot. Let's see if they go Rock Tomb this time just to lower your attack again. There you go. No, it is not the same battle, because the last time the person threw the Grass Knot the second time, and this time they're throwing the Rock Tomb to lower your attack times 2. Gyro Ball does not take out because of it, meaning they're going to get to another move here. This time it's just a Grass Knot. Grass Knot's better damage per energy, and they give up switch into Wiggly, and that is not going to have a good time. So this is basically a hard counter team. Poison on the Wiggly. Yeah, hard counter. Top left. Man, you're getting a lot of good leads here. And now, this is going to be a weird one. Mudshot's super effective. You have Ice Beam, non-stab. But these stab crunches really come fast and hard. So that's what she said. My wife is watching The Office on rerun all the time now for some reason. So crunch again. Now they can just go Aqua Tail and take you out here before you get to another move. Yeah, this is a really weird one. Opting to shield because you're going to get a nice beam off, but they may shield and just flip switch here. Not that it matters too much to you because you have a couple things that resist the Psywave, but that is a easy flip for them. Coming back in Mandibuzz, assuming they're just going to have Aqua Tail and Crunch. And knowing that the Aqua Tails are going to take like 4 from this range to take you out. And you burn both shields, so you're probably going to have to take a couple Aqua Tails here. But I would commit to the Snarl down, obviously. Here comes the second one. Let's see what's in the back that they fought hard to not have a Psywave user on you here. It is Fortress. Now, Fortress will have Volt Switch, so you might want to instant swap here after. And you do, even though the Steel's resisted on the Steel, I'm guessing. So opting to shield up a Earthquake. Oh yeah, that would really hurt. And back into Malamar, knowing that that Pokemon is probably their win con. So way over energy. Gyro Ball, I'm sorry. No, I will stop making fun of this thing, but it is not good at all. Metal Claw's garbage. Gyro Ball's garbage. Psyshock doesn't even... Psyshock's not bad now. But just a really bad Pokemon otherwise. And they'll probably just be able to Volt Switch down, and you know it. So you got to instant swap here to try to ship it with this. Maybe force some energy. And they do force energy. Now, can you get to a Psyshock to take this out before they take you out? Yes. Yes. Able to get the Psyshock take out before they take you out. Okay. Primeape, which is great. They just make close combat and leave. We're going to take that close combat here. It is just a Rage Fist. Getting off a super effective Aerial Ace. Boosted Rage Fist. I mean, I would respect the close combat here, but I'm not counting. So did they not actually even go up to close combat here? I don't know about undercharging here. Okay, now they're going to want to get off of close combat. Or can they just try and go Rage Fist? You're going to let this go, assuming they're just going to try and Rage Fist through this matchup, which they're not going to be a good... Yeah, you got to throw close combat at some point. They may try and double shield this and just counter you down. And, you know, you need to, like, basically shield up any move here. A 3 times boosted Rage Fist is, or close combat is going to hurt here. Not as much as I expected it to, but here comes a 4th. So a 4th time boosted, yeah, definitely one that is worth respecting. And what do they got? Clodsire, which is taking super effective from the mud shots. It is now going to be taking super effective from the ice beam. You're resisting the poison sting on their end, but they will have earthquake. And they try to catch on low kicks. So we're going to go back-to-back poison moves here, knowing that Sucker Punch is going to be super effective on Metang here. But gonna come in and basically sacrifice his Pokemon? Is that what's happening here? Because Psyshock is double resisted, so the likelihood of you even having a chance here. I still think you should have thrown it, though. Unless you're trying to get extra farm here. I don't know about getting just taken out there. Because now you have to dump energy. Yeah, this is rough, man. You still may get to an Ice Beam because Poison Sting is resisted. Shield this up. But this is, I think, a lot closer than it should be. Getting off the Ice Beam. Hopefully it's enough. It's going to be close. And now 1 HP for both of you. 1 HP win. And again, so you got a crazy amount of good leads. Like, we haven't had to switch out really once. I assume SWALOT would be your safe swap. Because it's bulky and it's got some coverage. Quillfish comes in. But again, Quillfish, we don't have an answer for this. And this falls into the same category as Toxapex, because they're the same typing, right? So we have a super effective fast move with Mudshot, but resisted charge moves, whereas Metal Claw would be resisted, but Psyshock is super effective. So tough matchup here. Gonna just have to throw a couple sludges. This thing's pretty glassy, so it seems between the Mudshots and Sludge, you should be able to take it out if you want to shield this. Do you want to shield this? Because they will, yeah, opting to shield to take it out, losing a shield, but keeping switch here, getting a move off, and now what do you do? Do you just assume they cannot karate chop you down and they're gonna have to throw a Rage Fist here? And they will, and they can. Snarl's resisted, but you have a ton of energy here, so you can basically almost go back to back here. There's one. We're going to go back to back here. So here comes a second shield, most likely. Because they got a lot of energy. They probably want to just try. Snarl's resisted. They think that they can probably get off at least 2 more Rage Fists if they need to. So there's 1 Rage Fist, and they probably have a... No, they screwed that up. Got to close combat that. Never bait, especially in that scenario. And now Wall Rain has Earthquake. And again, we have to just go Psyshock. Actually, no, we don't, because they're half ice, and ice is weak to steel. So Metal Claw and Gyro Ball would be neutral, but worried that the Gyro Ball will not enough to take out, so 2 Psyshocks should be... It's a non-stab Earthquake, so even if they get to it, you may live. Yeah, you do live. That's not surprising. It's a non-stab Earthquake and a non-Shadow Wall Rain. Shadow may be a little different, but yeah. So Metang, not it. SWALOT. I like the pacing of the Sludge, that's for sure. And it's a good move. Again, non-Shadow. I think just having that... If you have like a Galarian Weezing with Shadow, I gotta imagine that's probably just better to use. And then non-stab Ice Beam is nice coverage. You obviously have bulk here. But yeah. Thanks for this mission. I'm going to have to break out and admit maybe tomorrow or sometime on the weekend that I was wrong about Sableye. I've done 8 games so far for the new season. This Great League loop, and I'm 7-1 with it. So it just plays very different. It's like almost a different mindset with the Shadow Sableye now. Yeah, I'll explain that when I post that video. Anyways, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.